It's Nerding Out with the Phantom Warlord. Skilly beep 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 skilly beep. Welcome back, Phantom.
Thanks, Scotty. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Not on Twitch this time.
Yeah, not on Twitch. Yeah, we've done a lot of twitching together. And
Tons.
so we figured it's about time to do a regular episode.
Yes.
And so welcome back. We got a lot to talk about because there's been a lot going on since we last caught up. You were just telling me you love the poison spell. Brand new update.
Yes. I just got mine. Mine's going. It just got done with level 2. Ever since that thing's come out, I've gotten 2 stars, except for the one time where I misused it.
And, but even with the dragons, are you finding that it's like?
I've been just ignoring the dragons, letting the go wipe do its business as far as letting the wizards and the queen get in there and just kill them.
Oh, it just seems to me like those dragons are doing some damage to those golems and stuff.
If Papa Smurf's replay is there, he killed the dragon perfectly this last war. And I was trying to get everybody to get in there and watch that. If that's one you can upload to YouTube, that would be great.
Yeah, and that's what I've got to start doing with the Battle Axe winner. And actually what I was thinking about with it, kind of changing up the Battle Axe a little bit, because we're having, to get it out there in enough time, is to do like a multi-war, like a 2-war cycle or something like that.
Right.
Just to give it a little bit more time. And then, you could get the runners up, and then record them for YouTube. Because some of these attacks are just amazing. Of course, I'm not going to put my attacks on there because there's that last war was just, I took too long killing that dragon. And then I 99% of that TH9, which was it was just like one thing away. Just ran out of time. And I don't know, ever since the update, all this stuff, and we're going to get into the Phantom Warlord stories and everything. But since that update, some of those troops, I've seen the queen ignore the dragon because, the aggro, or in that case, in that attack, my wizards were running right underneath the dragon and ignoring it. So
I haven't run into that yet.
Yeah, it was weird. And I thought, and I'm sitting there and I drop a wizard to kind of misdirect, and to add some more firepower on it. And then it runs right underneath. And I'm like, I'm going to run out of wizards if I keep feeding them to the dragon. Mm-hmm. So I just had to run it out, and it just did not go great. So,
right.
So
I attacked early for the first time pretty much ever. Normally I do the cleanup stars for the clan, but I attacked early yesterday because I was taking my wife out to go see a movie. And I hit 2 10s for 4 stars. That's not normal for me. As far as I normally just get the cleanup stars at the end.
Do you think it is because I've been doing pretty consistent 2-starring on 10s. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm hitting a little bit more realistic with my heroes, so I'm going down a little bit.
Right.
Because we've got Dirty Pirate, Big Fry, T-Skits, and Mighty too. He'll hit up higher a lot of times.
Oh yeah.
And so I've had my king down and stuff, but I've been doing better, and I wondered if it was post the last update with the queen, and it was explained to me, that the queen's aggroing different, and I'm like, well, maybe I'm just using her like she.
If you watch my attack this last war, I don't remember if it was my first or my second. She followed the golem the entire time, and it was my 95% attack that I had, and where I just pretty much ran out of time. She wrecked the whole damn base, and she finally died off. But there was a couple of P.E.K.K.A.s left, and the witch walking around with them, and we just ran out of time.
Do you think it's a whole new game?
I do. I'm liking it more though.
I am too. I just got asked today, what I thought about the new update. And I said, it's a game changer, and I'm loving it. And I'm so excited for the Quake spell.
Right. It's a game changer, but not the way Chief Pat was talking about.
Yeah.
His game changer was the legend, what's it called? The higher up ranked.
The trophy thing.
Yes.
I wonder how that's going to go. We're doing a push now. And so some of us in L are pushing. It's my first time. I've lost a lot of elixir getting defensive wins today. And so I am anxious to see what champ will be like with with the new update, and I just would imagine there's more people there, and I'm wondering about the structure, and I'm wondering if it's going to be, I don't want to say easier, but I mean, I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing more cups up high.
Could be. I'm not one that could tell you about that type of stuff.
Okay.
Because it's never been. I've heard Elnis talk about it on his podcast where and I know he's gotten to it now, but the whole thing about being too lazy for it, and that's me. I could care less about actually getting up there. It's interesting to me now just to see who's the first one from the clan families that can get up there and actually do it. Not X-modding, getting up there, but how would we ever know if they were doing that or not?
Well, I think most people we kind of know, but that will be kind of an interesting. I never thought about it, but the first K-Fammer to hit Titan.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be really kind of an interesting, even just in name only prize, or the K-Fam Titan League, put up a list because that's it's impressive.
Yep. Well, it's 1,000,000 to 1 odds against me and Bone right now. Neither one of us are going to be the first one.
Yeah, because you raid. So let's talk about where you're at in the game.
I am doing my damnedest to sink down. I've actually started working on walls where I don't have any more purple walls anymore. Okay. Started working on Legos a little bit. I used to be the number 1 in Elf for a long time. And wasn't comfortable being the number 1 just because I didn't feel like I was that great of an attacker. Since then, this last war, I was number 9. The current war that we're in right now, I'm number 7. And I'm way happier being down there. I'm number 6. I'm way happier being down there to where, if need be, I can go up and hit. Yeah. And I can put a star on the top bases. But I like being lower to where the pressure's not 100% on me. I don't mind the pressure being on me at the end, where to be the closer to go in there to try to win it. But being the number 1 where they expected me to hit the 1 and 2, that's just not mine.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. And there was a lot of changes. I mean, that's happened because the updates, and even Mighty Buzzard, he was above me, I believe, and then now he sank a little bit. He's 1 under me,
right?
But it's really amazing how that figures in, because I think my heroes just. Believe it or not, my heroes have upgraded, made some major work, so it's cool to see how that's playing out. But it's a different war thing for me. Are you working on heroes
as I can get to them? The Dark Spell Factory's got me working on those spells now, though.
And what's your order?
There's no order. Just the poison, probably max that one out first, and then keep the we don't seem to ever take a break from warring, so I can either spell the factory done or just sit with spell level factory 2 for right now.
So mine's done in 30 minutes to Earthquake. I had enough elixir to do it, and then I collected my war loot to do another lava. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I could probably see, we're in the push, so I could see the haste being used. I'm lived without it, so I'm kind of up in the air. But
I'm happy with the poison right now. So I've got and I love seeing these earthquake attacks where it's just knocking down all the walls. But I'm happy with what the poison's doing for me.
Yeah.
So I'm content.
It'll be interesting. Elle is up against this tough clan right now. It's and it's cool to see, because now we'll start to see those things in action, and now the spell factories. 8 more days, and then we'll really start to see, or 12 more days, because I gem mine first level so I can start research.
Yes, I did too.
Yep, and because my lab was sitting there, and I thought of all the things to spend gems on, I'll do this, and so it was 500 gems. I think I did it on the air, but
yeah, you did.
Yeah. You forget sometimes. So what's been going on in the world of the Phantom?
I've been causing a lot of problems, and like usual, nothing personal towards anybody, but just trying different things out. Mailman went out and did his defensive thing where he racked up, I think it was 1,124. So I did my damnedest to beat him out. I didn't get a final tally because Supercell stopped counting. If you drop down in trophies and let them attack you, and then you shoot back up, if you go past 2 leagues, they when you get back in, it'll show that you've not been attacked at all and that you haven't done any attacks at all.
That's what's been happening with me on this climb.
And it's weird because you'll have to log out, log back in later, and then as long as you don't change another league, all of your stats will come back. And I was doing that, and about Wednesday of the second week, all my shit was gone. I don't think I screenshotted when I started doing it, but I had about 600 defenses before I started doing it, and I got up to 2,527.
Holy
defenses!
shitballs.
So halfway to the defensive achievement. And I looked up the record. The record was something like 13,000 defenses in that time period because I thought for sure, I got this shit. So, and then it deleted on me too. I was like, okay, fuck this. I'm not doing this shit again.
So what? So Mailman dropped. You guys were down in Crystal, right?
Oh, no, I was down in as low as you can go. I would get along. I would get on there. I'd drop down to about 300, 400 trophies, and then I would turn off my iPad and I had my base set up to where all my storages were outside, and I would get raided. I'd go to bed with 400 trophies. I'd get up the next morning, and I'd have 1,700.
Wow.
And it was just constant defenses, and it was weird as I'd get on 8-9 hours later, and all of a sudden it's I like the previous attack that was on me. That was the guy who killed my clan castle troops.
Oh, just the one right before.
Yeah. And I took screenshots of a lot of the stuff I'll be talking about. I took screenshots of so I can share it with everybody. But I took screenshots of what my iPad looked like when I would get up in the morning and what I would be looking at as far as it would stop recording how many different people attacked me.
You know what? That happened to me this morning. Okay. And I didn't go up that. I think it went over up like 200 or something like that.
Okay.
But I was looking at it and it said like 138. And then I looked and I'm like, no. And because I added up all the trophies from overnight. Right. I'm like, no, I thought it was like 200 below. So what were you doing to like get those wins for you?
To get the defensive wins, I was doing everything to be a complete dick to everybody I could. I would go in and just purposely kill their clan castle troops or wipe their queen or king out. And if they had all three, I'd wipe all three of them out. Try to disrupt as many bombs as I possibly could without giving them a 40% and without getting their town hall. And
so you wanted revenged.
I wanted to be revenged constantly, yeah. The only thing I protected was my dark elixir stores. That was on the inside.
Okay.
But everything else was out. And it was nonstop, and I constantly had nothing. But I was finding all those low town halls that had just been ignored or abandoned in the game. And I was getting some huge raids down there, too, and it would just pay for more defensive wins for me.
And so were you trapping the town hall? You had...
No, the town hall was dead center.
Oh, okay.
They had to go all the way to the center to get to the town hall of the clan castle. I had a legit war base set up. And if they would have just used jumps and go wipe, and it would have been easy.
And were you getting hit by TH10s, or were you getting?
I was getting hit by everybody. Everybody was just greedy. They just wanted what was in my collectors, and it was stupid. They were hitting me for like 40,000 loot. It wasn't anything. It
is amazing to me what happens when you put that town hall inside. It like turns people insane.
Yes.
Because I'll go all day. People just will take my town hall. And maybe it's just, they want to move up. But I'll be sitting there with a little over 100 dark elixir and nothing.
Right.
You know, I put it inside. Like here's a lesson. Just hit next, everybody. Because there's easier town hall right down the road.
Oh yeah, for sure. But there's not that many people that are dumb enough to put all their collectors out next to each other on the outside of their base and exploit the thing. Sasquatch put a quote up there in what's it called in our chat saying that I do the things that other people are just scared to do, just to have fun in the game, because somebody was recently saying it's a push button game on your phone. Have fun with it, and that's what I try to do. Instead of taking all this shit serious and all the other crazy stuff that's been going on lately, it's to have fun.
Yeah, and it's fun to I dropped for the first time in I don't remember the last time I was in gold, and I've been doing that and kind of playing that side of the farming base and in testing troops even just to see how powerful my troops have gotten. And running heal, doing my Jai Barch and just playing that. So I'm actually kind of excited to get back to the pushing, just for a little bit. And so we'll see. But it's like, yeah, let's go back. Let's have some fun, because war can be really serious. Great thing about level 5 is that the donation requirements aren't there. So, because
it was that was one thing I loved. It was, we've got a couple people that have gem troops done right from the get go, but it was super nice to be able to donate the max dragons the day they come out, instead of somebody having to gem them and then everybody waiting for the one person who gemmed them to give everybody else the max dragons. Everybody that had level 4 dragons could give out the max dragons. So being that clan level 5 was awesome for that.
And also, I think the ability to have people donate, like the 9s, being able to donate the max troops, you can farm now on those days, the war days. And so you're not, I'll usually keep a golem going. But I got to tell you, a lot of times it's like I'm asking people to take the golem, because I'm like, I don't want to use it on this raid. At least I'll get more back from it, donating it. So it'll be interesting to see. So, what? So you did the.
Well, I had some questions for you.
Sure.
And this is completely off of Clash of Clans, but you went to one of our clanmates' baseball games. Did you guys take me up on the heckling I was telling you guys to do?
Yeah.
At weight.
No, you know what? We got there.
If you guys would have yelled skiddly beep boop or gone up to the announcer and say, "Hey, you can get a hold of us at 424-27 Clash," when he was on the mound,
he would have died laughing.
Or if he would have said DP was arrested in his neighborhood and he needs to be bailed out for clashing in his neighborhood.
That, we have to tell that story. Because
let's let DP tell that story when he comes on with you next.
He did not get arrested. We'll have DP back to talk about his exciting run-in. Oh, man,
and Mailman said every time he threw a strike that he did the Deion Sanders touchdown dance. Was that true?
I don't know. God. I'm going, no, did I? No, and so we went to last Friday. I met Mailman and went and saw The Wait Is Over through a baseball game, and Papa Peacock, Dirty Pirate's brother, and so we met down there, and we couldn't actually heckle because we finally saw Benji, and we're trying to get his attention, and of course I'm wearing my Supercell t-shirt. And finally we get his attention. But he's in the bullpen, and so you couldn't hear very well.
Right.
And then we went over and saw Papa Peacock on the other side and tried to be able to see. Same thing. We talked to him for briefly, and then it was cool. We got to go out, catch up afterwards, and have a beer and nerd it out after the baseball game, talking about Clash and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it was awesome. It was really cool, hanging out. It's like you meet Mailman. He's exactly how he sounds in the chat. He's got his edge. He got a little edge to him. He's a funny guy, great sense of humor. And just exactly. I called him MM all day. I mean, instead of by his real name. Same with everybody else. But yeah. So what's the? Did you have another question?
Oh, about the game. No.
Okay.
So something else you mentioned on the podcast before, you were talking to Bowen about it. It was the Saigon 5. And I sent you a bunch of pictures of the different things I was going to talk to you about. And they were from Vietnam, and they had right there in their clan description that they, if you want to X mod, come on over here. So I sent a message into Supercell stating that they were spying, and Supercell sent me a thing back, or not spying. I'm sorry, modding. Yeah, spying. That would be
big difference.
Yeah, and spying isn't considered illegal according to Supercell. Just go in there and take a look at the help and support. But the Supercell pretty much, they didn't give me anything back at all, saying that this is a problem we're trying to fix. They fixed it for a little bit after that last update. It was pretty cool to see the different people that struggled after they blocked the X modding. But now that X modding's back, more and more people are turning towards it.
Well,
I'm thinking this Supercell needs to adjust and just make it so that you can go in and practice attacks. If they can't block it, embrace it and give everybody the opportunity. Stop giving these fuckers that want to get out there and cheat the advantage on all of the rest of us that are just trying to play the normal game.
That's a interesting way to think about it. It's like, well, if you can't, it's not about like making modding like legal, but it's saying, okay, well, if this is going to be a systematic problem that we can't fix, what other solutions could there be? Oh, yeah.
Right. Just an idea for Supercell if they are listening.
Well, I think it would be interesting to even be able to challenge like a team member. And that was in another Supercell game. But you could see like how you could try up different war bases against each other. If you had to build that other base, oh my God. Because
that would be the best update ever. If you could actually go inside the clan instead of us doing the House of El versus Soaz, which I enjoyed a lot. Instead of doing that to where we could just go in there and go and hit Mailman whenever we wanted to. That would be fun. Just to go in and do practice attacks.
Yeah, like in the other game, and it was a different game, and they canceled the game now, which I was kind of bummed about. But it said challenge me, and it cost what would be like elixir or something like that, and then you played against the other person. But I mean, that would be kind of a interesting thing. But that's updates and updates and updates down the road. But yeah, so the Saigon 5. Here's the thing: Phantom is known for his infiltration abilities in the
entire world.
In the entire world, yeah, pretty much. And
I'll go and study other languages just to break into the other clan, just to show people that, yep, got in. Yeah. Just because it blows their minds. It's like, how the fuck did you just get into a Vietnamese clan, or how did you just get into this clan over? And different types of things where I'll go and do. Just going to the map and looking at where the clan or where the clan is out of, and finding a city nearby, and then looking up translator to I live over here, and then hoping that you're spelling the shit correctly, that the translator you're using isn't screwed up.
Because then you've got to use a different keyboard, right?
Oh yeah, you got to go in and change your keyboard up on the iPad, and then you get in there. Lots of times they'll kick you pretty quickly. The whole thing about getting in there and being able to get into their war bases and looking at that, I'll go in and screenshot their war bases right from the get-go, and then we'll post them over the line. But I've had a lot of fun with it. I haven't had too many actual clans that want to talk to me anymore, though.
That's that's the interesting thing, and I kind of like a heads up. Those are put online, and some people will go look at them, some people won't. Yeah. And it's not something like, did you see this? Or we don't even actually talk about it in the chat, like refer to the pictures. It's more the thing about it, really, for me, is the stories about it. And then like, it's these little comic relief things where you like pop in and you're like, I'm going to get in, or I'm in. And then you'll spell the Chinese characters, or wherever if it's Vietnam or Chile or
anywhere. Yeah, the Colombian ones are easy because it's where my wife's from, so it's very easy to get in there. I'm trying to scroll to it now. The one that I got into where I was trying to convince the guy that because there was one guy in there that spoke English, and he I'm trying to scroll to it now, and I was trying to convince him that in my clan, my old clan, that giving wall breakers and healers and balloons, 3 troops that really don't do anything for each other at all, that was the normal. And I kept doing it, and there was this one guy that was in there that just I don't know what he was saying in the kanji he was typing, but I'm positive it was fuck this motherfucker, kick him the fuck out, please, because he was just a member.
Oh, so he couldn't boot you.
Yeah, Woofle was just WOFL, and then he's got kanji letters after his name. There's different screenshots here to where my past clan, we used healers a lot. I won't donate anymore in war, and that was for about 5 minutes. And then I just started donating the healers way more after that.
And they just have to wait and re-request.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
yep. Tried going to House of Non back before the whole Clan XP stuff came off, and I put in there, I'm looking for a badass motherfucking war clan.
and the only non-war
clan in the family. And House Gnosis rejected me. Clan request denied.
Yeah, you shared that, and I was like, "Oh, House Gnosis! I haven't seen him in a long time."
Right. I don't know if I don't really pay attention to those guys there. It's just they do their thing, we do our thing.
Yeah, and I actually have to stop over there. I keep meaning to, but Brittany's been kind of all over the place.
I wanted to ask you about Brittany. Was listening to the one podcast where you were at Bowen's house, obviously. Is Lady B related to Kevin Federline? Because she fucking hates Britney Spears.
She hated him.
Yes.
Her, yeah.
Yes.
She did not like the fact that I changed the name to Britney Spears.
You need to look that up, see if it's in the family bloodline or something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, she
did not
could
like
not.
That.
No, not at all.
No, and Brittany's still kicking. I kind of just taking Sass's advice or kind of his approach and not just kind of collecting. I'll go do a farm raid, but I've been basically with I've been over in K Farmhouse 2.0. Really, really great people over there. It's a new fan clan for the Clash Files, and a lot of TH8s and stuff, but right. TH9s. A lot of people that I've kind of met here and there, and it's I've been warring constantly with them, which is it can be a little tough. So I'm not exactly making a lot because I'm not farming a ton,
right?
But yeah, so. And I'm trying to think of some of the. Have you been getting into clans lately much?
I was in the last clan that we were up against, or actually 2 clans ago. I was in them. The last clan we were up for too many trophies. This clan here has too many trophies too for my second account to get into. Yeah, and I just didn't feel like leaving because all I'm doing is just using the collectors for my second account.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's the same thing. It's just like kind of collecting. And so
if their trophies are up high enough, yeah, I'm probably not going to get in unless I've been going crazy with my second account recently.
The thing that's interesting to me to hear about, like when you come back and you say, "Oh, I'm in," is just to hear more about whether or not they are donating, or like if it's active or not active.
I love getting in there and seeing the old requests, and I don't mess with those at all. I'll fill them up with good troops. If I get in the day before war, I give them any and absolutely everything they're asking for. And okay. I go above and beyond to give them everything they want. Once the war starts, though, that hose is turned off completely. And they get exactly what they're not asking for. And normally, if it's a clan that is really bad as far as they are just not active at all, if their requests sit there for long, I'll go on there and I'll go look and see how much is in their collectors right now. And if their pump is full, I know I'm safe to give them whatever the hell I want to give them. This new war screen, though, it's kind of screwing me up as far as it's telling people, hey, you've got a healer and you've got a balloon and you got nothing else but wall breakers filling up your freaking CC.
So it doesn't seem like they make it into the war, though. Is that just because they must have checked before?
Oh, they're checking and they're dropping the troops.
Okay, yeah, because you can just delete them now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you go in there, you can just delete them, and yeah.
Well, it is amazing to me that people just. I mean, we pretty much close the clan on war days, but if we do, we a lot of times just ask to see a replay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for the most part, I guess we're staying full.
Are we going with the new password to get into the clan?
No, I don't know. Probably not for right now. Okay. We just had.
Just want to make you squirm a little bit.
We just had a new guy come in today, like Mike from Germany, who emailed into the podcast. And that was the first thing, DP said, "Okay, can you post a replay of your attack? Can you post a replay?" And I knew he had been there. Like he had emailed me like a day or two ago.
Okay. Yeah. Then that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, and then I knew he came in early today, and so I knew like if he was farming at all, he can't. There was no replays to share.
Right.
But it would be cool to have another international person in the clan. I think, especially with activity and things like that. So that's kind of what we do to kind of prevent spying.
I'm just constantly looking for it. The first thing I do is I go over and I look at their clan to see if there's anybody missing. The moment I see we've got a new join to the clan and it's war day, I see if they've got anybody from their clan that's missing, that's part of the war, because their little button will be missing next to their name. And nobody's been ballsy enough to actually do that and come over. So I'm hoping our guys are looking at that when they're accepting new joins for that day there.
Yeah, and anytime I'm in there and I look and I see what's going on, it pretty much is usually the people will sit there, and like wait till like a co-leader is on or something, and then reject, or usually can tell right away. But
right,
if it's just if they're not using the password, I guess it's not much different than like an application process, or it's just if the password, if you follow the podcast, or you're part of the K fam, you kind of come in, but
right. That's what drives me nuts. Every now and then I'll go out there and I'll just go join one of the what's it called, the donation clans, and because I'm high up, they'll ask me to stay and I'll donate people, but then they'll start a war up. It's like, no, what are you doing? Because they let any and everybody in. I just can't wait till we go to war with one of those guys, because they just let any and everybody in at any point in time.
Would go to?
Probably not, because for some reason Supercell hates either you, Mailman, or me, and they just keep hooking us up with some horrible matchups. I swear it's made us all better.
Yeah, it has.
Because if you think, I've been with you for a year now, if you think back to what we were going through a year ago, I would love to go back to some of those matchups, because those would have been easy now for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And yeah, it's some of these matchups. Here's the thing: is the higher heroes don't seem to be as far. Well, I guess the hero update, it doesn't seem to be as far down. So I mean, I think my straight across had 35 and 32 or something like that. I mean, they're still high heroes, but it really, our 9s are so. Our 10s rock, and I like how we can move through. The 10s go based on our strength, that type of stuff. But those 9s, strategizing, like they're really pulling out the difference.
Seeing the things that those guys come up with, I love watching those guys do it. And I try not to type, even if I got a funny joke that I want to throw out there. I try not to even say anything at that point in time, because they are on the ball as far as what they're doing. In. Oh yeah, and they've got the shit down.
Yeah, and they're running up against higher heroes too. So here's like a breakdown of an L war. Usually 35, 30, 35, sometimes higher. Town Hall 10s, it's either the same and really high, or it's like 5 more and not quite as bad. And those are, I'm like, okay, that's awesome.
I love the ones where it's the 10s that are not as high.
Yeah. When we get, like, even when they're not that high, like, I think it was, would we have 12 10s to their 15 or 17 or something like that? The couple wars ago. It kind of happened like, and then it's TH9s all the way down, and then I think we've only been running with about 5 8s, right, for the most part.
Yeah.
And those are people who want to be part of the clan, who request came in. We don't turn down an 8.
Right.
They've got a rough war. There's not one Town Hall 8 this war, which is super rough for those guys. It'll give them some good practice down there, but as an 8 going up against a 9. It is, it's rough.
It's tough to do
with a queen on the board, and and they don't, like, a lot of times they don't have those max troops. Those 8s are doing really good stuff too. But depending on the matchup, even if it's eights equals eights, or 8 against the same number of eights. A lot of times it's just a little bit stronger bases. A lot of times just maxed bases.
Right.
And I think that was in this war too. This war and last war, our TH9s their TH9s from like number 10 all the way down to 31 were maxed.
Wow.
So I think there's only 1 or 2 TH10s TH9s that weren't maxed this last war. And in this war, we have on number 9 and number 10, they have maxed Town Hall 10 defenses. Just no infernos.
This shit's crazy that everybody's coming up with nowadays too.
Yeah, and the max. I mean, they've got lava walls. But you look at that and you go, could one of our TH9s take it? I don't know. I mean, their strategies are pretty sound when they're getting in there, but there's these anti 3-star bases that are coming up really tough. I think we had 4 attacks or 5 attacks last war that were really high, 90% 1-star, and I think 3 of them were 99% 1-stars. So it's coming down to it. These wars are tough. They
are very, very tough. So any of the elite war clans, if you actually want a tough war, come on over to L.
Yeah.
It's no shit. Come on over to L. Lots of people don't even stick around because it is so tough.
Well, and I think like the difference, like, and I've talked with Guns Up and I've talked with Clash with Ash, and their type of war clan is the max TH10s, which is really cool to hear about, because then you're playing against everybody that's basically you're really talking about all the cracking nuts,
Oh yeah.
It's like you're focused on that. And so I think is a mixed clan, I guess, is that what they're called? Yeah, some really, really tough wars, some really great attacks too. And so, especially if you're a 9 and stuff too, you don't need to be afraid to come. Our 9s are great at teaching people.
Oh yes. Yeah. Our RM, no doubt. And, Space as well. They do a great job as far as the different things that they put out there to everybody.
God.
Sasquatch, my God. Somebody was posting today that they'd love to have you do shows with him every now and then, just because of how much he could teach us.
Yeah,
I'm about halfway through the latest episode with him, but yeah, he's fun to listen to too.
Yeah, and I'm just I should give some shout outs. You've got Sup Conk.
And if I get Space and Sup mixed up, it's just because you guys' names are too close. And I drink a lot.
And I'm talking about the 9s who come in and do a lot of clams, Clash of Clams. He's new, but just been kicking butt. Papa Smurf.
Oh yeah.
Charlie Trees, Ricky Bobby, MC Scrubs, McGruber.
I don't know where DP got that shit from.
Because if you look at his name, it looks like McGruber.
I know it does, but it's just yeah.
And then
that's a long pull for that one.
Yeah, and I think of those guys a lot. The ones, and I might be forgetting somebody. Oh, Bazinga, of course. I'm just looking at the map here that really come in. Big Fish, Big Fry, DP. Those guys are really. And those guys are helping a lot with the 10s, but the 9s just they work together really well.
Oh yeah,
so it's really cool to see for sure. What else has been new in the world of the Phantom Warlord?
Well, I got people calling Botox Oxtob for a little bit. Was Luke asked me to go over to? They were spying on, or they were going up to war against somebody, and the people were just sucking. He was over there, and I don't remember exactly what he told me to do. I went over there to go spy on them, and there was nobody talking at all. So I decided just to fill their chat up with just complete nonsense. And then I was talking about we had a guy named Zoxtob.
It's just Botox spelled backwards.
It's just Botox spelled backwards. And then he started the False Sons. It was an anti-Boaz movement. Started in Alabama.
Oh, that was the story in the clan chat.
In their clan chat, yeah, because I was telling them how we can come back to win this war, even though they were getting beat like 100 to 5.
This was like months ago.
It was. Yes, it was. And what was funny is I was posting all this stuff over to the line chat, and then Botox post on there. I wonder why people were calling me Oxtop now.
Oh
That
man.
shit cracked me up. I didn't know that, so I actually went out there and did that to him.
Oh yeah, I think I had visited during that time or something around, and I'm like, what is X? You know, I totally miss that.
Yeah.
I totally miss that.
Yeah, and we had this guy. We had Brad Pitt join the clan, although he spelled his name wrong. And I just started screwing with him, acting like he was the real bad Brad Pitt. And he was looking at my mini account, which has no walls on it at all. And he was saying, and I was saying, "Hey, I need help. Can you help me with my account? What should I do?" He says, "Where's your walls?" And I said, "Well, Supercell took them away. Why?" I said I spelt bad words with them. And then I asked, and I said, "Well, what else? What else do you see?" And he's saying, "Well, where's your Archer Tower?" I said, "Well, they took that away too." And why? And I said, "Oh, I spelled bad words with my Archer Towers." I don't know how you could do that.
Yeah, probably the guy trying to rack his brain.
Right. Right.
And by the way, I've really thought about this lately. Is that people at Supercell, like, you know, this is post updates really been awesome, but for the sanity of most people playing the game, spell check would be really nice.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Some of the other games that I play actually have that on there, and
Yeah.
it's very nice. And it's got the same thing that the latest update has for Apple, as far as being able to go in there and do that.
And if you're gonna change your mini, go to Google first and type it in, and then make sure that you spell it, because that would be the worst feeling ever. You know.
Yeah, and you get that double check. What's it called? Are you sure you want to change your name to this? And
you should go double check.
uh-huh.
Go to Google, type it in, because it's so funny to me. Some of them, I saw Clan with Gotham City spelt wrong.
Wow.
And I thought, man, that would really suck to be level 5 and then go, well, we just didn't, you know, of course you can't change your clan, but
Yep.
it's funny. It's something funny that I've been seeing in the game. I'm like, wow, we have a lot of bad spellers that play. And I'm not like a spelling snob, but if that was my name, it was probably actually something I would do, like misspell my name. I don't know.
And the other thing I was telling Brad Pitt, I was telling him how mad I was because I had high level 4 walls that they took away from me. We had a guy named Nico 007-100. And my son's accounts are both named Nico and Nico 2. So the moment he gets in there, I joined with both of my son's accounts and started saying that this was the bad Nico, that he was here for bad reasons and everything else like that. And just completely screwed the guy up. And Sasquatch, like usual, just jumped in and pounded on him too. To me, I would love to be reading this stuff if I was actually in the clan chat.
And it's like it's just bewildering because you'll be like, no, I'm Nico, you know, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm the good Nico. This is the bad Nico. Yeah,
and then they'll be like, oh wait, okay, and then they'll put 2 and 2 together, and they'll go, oh okay, okay,
yep,
I get what's happening.
We started L Reloaded to try and get some of our bad players to get them a little bit more practice. Instead of to get them Xmod, get them more practice, send them to L Reloaded. And we got him over there. We were doing this stuff, and somehow I don't know how Papa Smurf got sent over there. If he was actually kicked out and sent to there to go practice or not. He started telling me about, hey, here's how you need to spy, because I was telling him, hey, I'm about to get into the other clan and go spy on him. And he was telling me, here's how you spy. Here's how you do this, and this. And I'm like, I've said this shit before. What the hell? And found out that I pretty much my number one fan was trying to tell me how to go and spy. That was was awkward.
Was you.
He had no idea that it was me. And his reaction, I'll post that stuff to line too. His reaction was pretty priceless.
Oh man. Yeah, I think for oh man. Yeah, I think some of the L Reloaded was if you missed an attack or something, then we were trying to figure it out, but awesome 100% participation now.
Oh yeah.
For the most part.
If they don't participate, and they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone.
And if they have a good reason.
I have people that come from my old clan. Yeah, I have people come from my old clan that want to come over and just say hi to me, and they hang out and they want to do a war or two, but they miss an attack, and it's just like, nope, they're gone.
Yeah. And then if they come back and say, hey, this happened,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
we give them a second chance, and if they screw up again, then boom, it's done.
yeah,
at that point in
because
time.
it just is so close. Or it's like,
Right.
if you're waiting for that one person to attack and then they don't show up, you know, a lot of times it's like, okay, tens, you know, we're down to it. Let's, you know, where do we put that other star?
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing, you know?
Yep. So when I left with L Reloaded, I was the one running that. And I was complaining to you saying, okay, I'm done. I'm tired of doing this because it's not working out the way I wanted it to work out. So I told everybody there, and this is right after the name change update came out. I told everybody there, I said, guys, I'm taking a break. I can't take this game anymore. I need to step away. And so anyways, when I did it, I left. And I didn't want anybody to see, so I waited until the war stats were gone to where you couldn't see my name anymore in the to track me. And that was with my Monster account. So left with Monster. Nobody could see it anymore because it was gone. I just left it out in the wild. Nobody could see it anymore. So I changed its name over to FOMO. And people are going to find this shit funny because they know that I'm talking shit right now. Anyways, I changed my name over to FOMO and went over and I joined L. There was no way to track me at that point in time. I joined L. I did a war with them, and I told them at the end of the war, I said, hey, I'm going to go. I need to go back and visit my old clan, and when I visit them, I'm gonna change my name and screw with the people that I used to war with and change my name over to Hellbringer. And so anyways, with my Matt account at the same time, I had already changed. Matt was out in the wild already too, in no clan, and I had already changed Matt's name over to Hellbringer. So, anyways, I come back to the House of L with the new Hellbringer account, and people will find, like I said, find that shit funny as far as they know the new names, but I'm not giving anybody any insight as far as my spy names. I joined with Hellbringer saying, hey, it's FOMO. I'm back. Here I am. They got me back in the clan. They accepted me. They started the war up. So the war starts. I waited until the same people that were telling me, hey, don't change your name to Hellbringer. That's stupid. You know, you should really think about that. I waited until they were on, and it was like Sasquatch, and it was Space, and it was Barbarian Ben, and
Barbarian Ben,
yep, who's been doing awesome for us, and King Tut. And anyways, I get back into the clan, and they were telling me, oh, you should really think about that new name. I don't know about that. And so I'm in there, and I'm Hellbringer now, and I'm in the war. I'm the number 4 in the war, and this is the old Matt account. And I tried joining with the FOMO account, saying, hey guys, I got held up at work. I'm back. Thank you, Space, for telling me not to change my name. I'm back now. And decided Space was right and decided I didn't need to change my name. Anyways, and it was, what the fuck is he saying? I'm not sure. They accepted me.
Who is what?
And Ben is saying, I'm very confused. And what happened? And I was like, hey man, you scared me because Dirty rejected me at first. And I said, hey, I got caught up at work. Why did you leave? I went back to my main clan. Cool. And they weren't on, neither was I. And they said, well, didn't you change your name over to Hellbringer? And I said, well, that's what I was going to change my name to, but I decided not to. And Subconk says, I'm so confused. And Dirty Pirate says, should we just boot them both? And Sasquatch says, I think so. So Dirty Pirate kicks out the first one, and he kicks out my second one, and then Sasquatch says, so he has 2 accounts. And Dirty Pirate says, I think that's Matt. And T-Skid says, I don't care. He's number 4 in our war. We need to get him back. And Casey Husker, holy shit, what just happened? I'm reading through the lines, and we've got Hellbringer and FOMO. What the fuck? So I get back in there, and I tell him, yep, I'm guilty. And
I remember that, and I popped in, like, I think after all that had happened, and I'm, like, going through, and I'm like, what? I didn't even... Because I think I had gotten a message, or, like, a line message that, is everything all right with Matt? When you had, like... Because
I had walked away. And I was walking away just because I wanted to change my name. and come back and just have fun with people.
Like the Phantom fades into the background.
And I was telling him, hey, what happened to the Phantom? We need to get him back here. When I was there with
White
the
Shadow.
FOMO account. Yeah. Well, he decided he needed to leave. He had personal problems and everything else. Oh, I don't believe that shit at all.
You even confused the people in L.
Oh, yeah, I did. It was fun. By the way, you're kind of bad luck, Scotty. I heard Boneyard go on, of course, on the podcast and talk about how he had an anti-3 base before with his big spread out base and everything, and boom, he got 3-starred. The last time I recorded with you, I was kind of being cocky, and I said the same thing. And sure shit, I think the last podcast was like in the middle of March, and then March 24th, 3-starred.
Oh yeah, I remember that war. Mm-hmm. I remember that war because
that guy's attack was perfect. It was flawless. He didn't do anything wrong at all during that attack.
Well, and what he did, what was so interesting to me was he went in and took out part of the base with the heroes. Like he took out a quarter of that base.
Yes.
And and you were a strong 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like I did not expect that. Right. But it was it's interesting to see how people are using these heroes, if they're like using them at first, or they're using them as cleanup, or the backbone.
Right. Oh yeah. That guy, to me, it was the first attack on me for that war. It was a 3-star, and the whole thing about Mailman calling them cheating ass cheaters. I've got my own little acronym for them too. It's the boring, rejected, overrated, clan killing ex-botters.
Oh, because we were running into a bunch of those.
Right. Oh yeah, constantly.
Yeah, and it was when that fix came out. It was interesting to see how those attacks, they weren't able to do. They might have a ton of war wins and really powerful bases, and maybe I want to say like twice as high heroes. A lot of the times is what we did, and then we'd go in, dominate. I still can't believe we got 2-starred this war.
Wow. Yeah, that's no fun right there. What did you think of the latest thing I was putting online as far as the update was concerned, with the Hog Rider doing the Madden commentary for their Clash of Clans?
I did, it was the picture of the Hog Rider.
Sitting behind the desk with the glasses on, looking professional. It was funny.
That would be an awesome, like, cartoon or addition to the Supercell commercials. Like, the final 4 hours of war.
Right.
I can't do the Hog Rider voice. I'm not giving it a try.
Yeah.
Does it the best? RJ does it really good.
Oh, he does? Okay.
I think it's RJ. And I'm trying to think of where else I've heard it, but I still cannot believe that they put the Hog Rider voice as that voice.
Oh, I can't either. With it being Mr. T, obviously. Yeah, I can't believe that it's that either.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else? Because we're about an hour. Were you in the SOAS war? Yeah,
I was in the SOAS war.
You were in L.
Mailman. I wish he would have just let some SOAS people attack my base, but he had to get out there and go and 2-star my base first.
Mailman.
And yeah, he beat the shit out of my base. And thank God he hates Jake more than me. I think he kind of likes me, actually, because he's got the picture up there of beating Jake's base, not mine.
Oh yeah, that was what happened with Dirty Pirate when Dirty Pirate hit. I'm like, go change your picture to that.
Well, if I would have hit Mailman back, I didn't want to hit Mailman, because if I would have hit Mailman back, I was screwed. Because if I would have fucked up, that would have definitely been his new picture. His 2-star on me and my 0 or 1-star on him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's funny. He can, and that's why I wanted DP to, because I think I originally thought I was going to try Mailman's base, but I'm like, I wouldn't give him enough shit about it. I'm like, let DP do that. Those guys banter all the time back and forth. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. But on your misstep on T-Skits got it so that I had to attack T-Skits. I didn't want to, but I
start him.
got to start on him. Yeah, I was completely shocked, and I started doing the Deion Sanders dance when I got that 1-star on T-Skits though.
Oh yeah, that well deserved, because man, I was just right at that town hall, like one thing away, and it was. But that would be really cool, and I think I saw that in like one of the YouTube videos too, like a Civil War, like a pre-update thing. I'm really happy with this update. I really am.
I am too.
I think it's gonna. The game feels different. It feels like there's a lot of possibilities left. Like now, I think with the earthquake, and I think the haste is going to be really cool to see how people use that. But I think we're going to start seeing a lot more 3-stars on Town Hall 10s.
Yeah.
Because the quake levels the playing field. No,
right.
I think that's the most interesting one to me at this point.
Sure. The one thing that's everybody was talking about is that Town Hall 11's got to be coming. I looked it up today. 23 May 2013. That's when Town Hall 10 came out.
So it has been 2 years.
It's been over 2 years now, yeah. And we've had one troop since The Witch. And The Witch came out on July 29, 2013. We've had one troop since her. Now, they gave us the Dark Spell Factory. Hopefully they don't make us sit on that for for at least a year before they give us something else new to work with.
Well, I look at it and I think, okay, we've got a lot of time now to upgrade. And then we've got dragons and figuring all the stuff out. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a new troop within a year, but I'm really happy with that Dark Spell Factory. I
am too. I love the point. Like I was telling you before you even started.
It's killing me that it's not done yet, and I want to start that last upgrade only because you know how hard it is when you go from one TH level to the other TH level, and you have to put your spell factory down.
Right.
I've lived without it. I don't know what it's like to play with, except for one war. I got to play with the poison.
Right.
Oh, so that's the only thing, but it is killing me. However, the best thing about, I think one of the least talked about, in my opinion, I guess just from talking with people, I guess the update's still really new. The queuing of the spells is amazing. The fact that you can delete spells, when they're done, is amazing to me.
That is, and being able to have them queried up so that and the shortening of the time, that's huge too, because all the times we've heard you complain on the podcast about, I've got to boost the spell factory when I go out there to do this stuff, but it doesn't even keep up when I boost my barracks.
Right.
And now I haven't tried it at all, just because I'm not that much going in there and farming anymore.
I did it with the heals, and it was nice because even when you were gone, it was boosted. That even, I can't remember who I had talked to who had talked about that it is on the boost when you leave, or might have been somebody else's podcast, but then you come back and then it didn't start. So this is just really cool. I think I was listening to the Clash cast today.
Okay.
And wait, no, I was listening to the Clash Files.
Okay.
And they had talked about that with the update and the farming. And I think actually that is a really big thing for the farmers that I didn't realize. And so that's the one thing that's a little bit overlooked. Right. And I'm excited about, especially pushing for the first time. So use your Earthquake while you can, because I'm going to max that first, which will mean it be nerfed in the future, not too distant future.
Right.
It may be the poison will. I think the poison is going to be interesting for a while because people will put the bigger troops in, and then it'll, I think, shift focus a little bit to the other spells.
Right. I love the fact that it slows the stuff down too, because it just seems like if you get that hitting them right as your go wipes hitting them at the same time too, it just seems like it wipes them out completely.
See, and I haven't really thought about that because I haven't, I guess, practiced much with it or got to use it much. But the slowing down effect, and people have talked about that.
Seeing the dragon just slow down to a crawl, and it already moves super, super slow, but seeing it just slow down to that crawl speed It just, yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we?
Besides pissing other people off, no, not really.
And thanks again, Phantom, for being here. I'm sure there's going to be tons more stories, and we have to do it more often than when we Twitch.
Right.
And
for sure,
at WBSMT Radio, that's going to be more like the official announcements from the podcast. Like, this is out. This is, this is what's happening. And then at Phantom Warlord.
Yeah, it's P_Warlord.
P_Warlord.
On Twitter. I haven't put anything up there since the last time I recorded with you. I'll put these screenshots will definitely be up on the House of L line chat for sure. I'll try to get a few of them up on the on Twitter as well.
Okay, cool, man. And ClashClansPodcast.com, you can find out information about all the clans. Check out the other podcasts, the Clash Files, the Clash Cast, So As Clashers, the Bye Forever Show, Saturday Night Hive, and am I forgetting one?
Botox Presents.
Heard of
That's not really a show.
Yet. So, well, keep it clashy, everybody. Keep it clashy, Phantom.
You too, Scotty.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.